Hello, I'm Luca De Giglio, and this is the Web3 in Travel podcast, where you can learn about crypto, blockchain, and how the new internet will change travel. All right, so today we're going to analyze a new project in the NFT bookings space. But first, a quick word from our sponsor. Oh no, we don't have a sponsor. So let me remind you, we still have online. It's going to be there forever, guys. It's on the blockchain. So I'm not going to give up on that. You have the possibility to sponsor this podcast by simply doing an on-chain transaction and then basically becoming a sponsor of the podcast. Very, very easy. Check it out in the website, podcast.web3intravel.com. So, who are we going to analyze today? We are going to analyze Buk Trips, B-U-K Trips, which is basically a booking platform where you can book hotels through NFTs. Now, where do I stand today in knowing this specific project? Well, I helped testing their alpha. So I'm part of a Telegram group where we tested a little bit the alpha. I did a couple of bookings there, and I haven't seen yet the live version, which launched yesterday. So that's what we're gonna do today. I was thinking maybe to have an interview with them before, in case they wanted, of course. But I need to do a podcast today. I was supposed to do another one. It didn't, an interview, it didn't go through. So I want to do the weekly podcast today. I just hope to be fair, and remember, these analyses are not to tell you if it's a good or bad project. It takes much longer than less than an hour. It's a way for you to learn how to analyze those projects, especially now that we will see new scam projects come up in the next bull run. So we have to be ready for those. And yeah, so let's start with this one. So I would start as usual by looking at their website. So there you go, buktrips.com. Their logo says BUK, easy booking, and then easy bookings, and then it says alpha. So it just launched, it's alpha. We are kind of not expecting this to be perfect. So first of all, I see About Us, I see Genesis Pass, and I see how it works in the menu. Genesis Pass, we'll check it later. So the main claim here is buy and trade on-demand inventory of hotel rooms across the globe. And we are familiar with this concept, so it's nice to see that things are moving in the space. Okay, there's the same text and different images behind. You can scroll through different images. As a feedback to the developers, this is not really useful. You just show me pictures and doesn't really give any value. Then on the right side, there's a search box. Location, check-in, check-out, room details. So how many rooms, how many travelers, etc. The typical booking box. We won't go there now. Let's see. Upcoming events. Okay. Consensus 2023 in Austin. ETCC in Paris in July with a picture of Vitalik. Permissionless in 2023. Austin, Texas. This is the one the bankless guys always pitch. And WOW Summit in Hong Kong in March, I suppose, this year. Okay. Maybe this project is focusing on events, like Web3 events, so that people who go there have wallets. And we'll see about that. Then popular destinations, Maldives, French Riviera, Dubai, Bali, usual things. There's a picture of this lady on a swing in Bali. It's a pretty Instagrammable picture. I've been there recently. It's your tourist thing, whatever. I've been going to Bali for over 20 years now, and okay. let's ignore my old man complaints. Anyway, Bali, good. Let's go to Bali through this website. Now, that's it for the page. Good. Let me go and read about the Genesis Pass first. Genesis Pass is, let's see, Buk Trips, do not cancel, resell. Travel like it's the future, pay with crypto credit cards, plus on-chain refunds, protect your personal data from sus middlemen, bye-bye cancellation fees, you are the custodian of your backing, transfer is a bit too fast. Okay, let's see one by one these claims. So pay with crypto or credit card, pay with crypto or credit cards plus on-chain refunds. That's interesting. So if I pay with crypto, of course, the refund is on-chain. If I pay with credit cards, maybe it's still on-chain. Okay, that's interesting. Now it stopped going around. Okay, protect your personal data from sus middlemen. Sus meaning suspicious middlemen. Okay. One thing to be said, your personal data on the blockchain is not that safe. Neither, actually, it's transparent. So careful with these claims. It's just a different way your data is available. Bye-bye cancellation fees, welcome Web3. Okay. So you won't get cancellation fees because you can't cancel, and you can resell your NFT. You are the custodian of your backings. Now, I don't know what the backings are. Could be bookings. Yeah, of course, it's a play of words. It's bookings called backings. Let's, for now, in our mental model of the system, say that backings are bookings with NFTs, which can be resold. So you are the custodian of your backings, transfer, resell, trade, go to be at the gen. If you're not familiar with crypto, they're heavy in using crypto lingo. But yeah, whatever. You can buy and resell and transfer these NFTs. Now, what is the Buk Genesis Pass? Well, it's we have a picture of a hotel which says bookings opening soon. I don't know if this is about the Genesis Pass opening soon or the bookings. Maybe they forgot to remove it because they launched yesterday. Anyway, what is the Buk Genesis Pass? Genesis, join the revolution for a more transparent future by being a holder of the Genesis Buk Pass. It's free. Oh, look at it, it's free. Maybe I should get one. Utility and then frequently asked questions. How it works. Unlock killer discounts. You got $25 preloaded for your next booking. Nice. So get your Genesis Pass, connect your wallet to verify ownership of the Buk Genesis Pass, Buk hotel rooms on Buk Trips. They're playing a lot with Buk instead of book. So you know what? I'm going to read BUK as book, and so it's easier for you to listen. I don't know if they mean us to pronounce it Buk or book. Let's use book, okay? So book hotel rooms on Buk Trips, and for avail offers during checkout. Then they have a lot of partners: Octave, StayCal, StayFlexi, Expedia Group, Booking Genie, IOSL, and then we're back to Octave. Okay. Join the community. Are you ready to break out of your comfort zone? Be part of the future of travel, experience your hotel booking experience. Join the community, and they send you to the Discord. Let me join the Discord. So it took me a while because I'm always over the 100 servers in Discord. I got too many, so I had to cancel a few, and now I'm in. They have about 1,600 people. We check the Discord later in case we need to find answers. When you analyze a project, Discord is very important. It's where you actually can go and search for specific things through the search function. You have a doubt, you make a search, and you often have somebody else asking the question before you, and there you go, the answer. So in your analysis, Discord is, you can't really skip it. But yeah, let's leave Discord for a second. Go back to the Genesis Pass. Okay, let's go back. Genesis utility. Let me read the utility. Become an early member in a global community of crypto nomads. W to Buk Trips coming soon. Exclusive affiliate membership. So W is whitelist. Okay, so probably this is not open yet. 25 off on your booking on Buk Trips or Buk Trips coming soon. Other exclusive deals on Buk Trips coming soon. Secret gifts and offers. So it looks like this is not open. Let me see if I can actually go back and frequently asked questions. What is Buk Trips? Well, it's a platform where you can book with NFTs. You get $25 when you make your first hotel booking. So it says coming soon again. When is Buk Trips coming live? Please keep an eye out for announcements. It's live now, so they have not updated the FAQ. What's the mint price? It's free. Your passes will be airdropped to your Polygon wallet address. Click on Get Your Genesis Pass to know more. So let me see if I can get this Genesis Pass. Yeah, there's a button, Get Your Genesis Pass. It sends me to app.airlift1. Let me read this. Okay, so basically there's a list of tasks to do to get this Genesis Pass. Let me see. You have to follow on Twitter, and I will do it. You have to join the Traveler community on Telegram, put your address, and then claim. Let me do it and come back to you. So it was a bit confusing because I tried to follow on Twitter, join Telegram, etc., but it keeps saying that the event is ended. It lets me do it, so it lets me connect, but it says the task is locked and the event is ended. So at the moment I have 0% progress, even if I put my Twitter, Telegram, and gave my address, etc., etc. So, oh, okay. The event ended on the 5th of March. All right, so if you guys are listening, you should probably remove the Get Your Genesis Pass. Pity I missed that one. I would have loved to have it. So, okay, Genesis Pass, basically, it's over. Let's go back to the website. Now, let's see. Let me go to Paris. They have pre-filled some dates. Let's use those. 20 to 21st of April, 1 room, 2 travelers. And let me make a search. Okay, so it's charging, is loading. Slow, so nothing is happening. This is typical with smaller websites. Oh, there you go. We got it. It took about 10 seconds. So Ritz Paris, $2,400. Okay, let's go to the Ritz Paris. It's a fully refundable booking. Now this is confusing. Why is it fully refundable? Anyway, it should be like resellable, right? Anyway, choose room. I'm in booktrips.com. I'm in this beautiful Paris hotel. You know, the usual description and stuff. So the only available room is the executive room for $2,400 and 33 a night. And there's a total of $2,806. So the price goes up for some reason. Let me click on amenities and cancellation. It still says fully refundable. Anyway, okay, I click, I get the picture of the room, all the stuff in the room, free cancellation until the 5th of April of this year. I'm sorry, 5th of April, but I'm booking for March. Let me check. Let me check again my dates. Oh no, sorry. I'm booking for the 20th of April. So let me go back there. Amenities and cancellations. So after the 5th of April, I will lose 100%. Okay, if you fail to check in for the reservation, or if you cancel, whatever. Okay, usual like penalties for after the cancellation window. And the last sentence, you will be charged 5% of base price as handling charges by Buk Trips over and above the hotel cancellation charges. It looks like I'm gonna be charged 5%. Oh, that's maybe the 5%. Let me see, 2,433 plus 5%. How much is it? No, it's 2,500 and something. What is 2,800? So we have $400 more Oh, including taxes and fees. So we got $400 in taxes and fees. You know what? Let me choose a cheaper hotel because I'm not used to these numbers. So every hotel they are proposing is like okay, it starts from the most expensive hotels. Price high to low. Okay, let me go low to high. There you go. Let me choose the hotel. Hip Hotel Paris, Gambetta République. I actually worked in Paris for a couple of years in hotels. So, all right. Total $74, which becomes $89 when you include taxes and fees. Okay, now it makes sense. Taxes and fees could be about $15. Clicking on it, non-refundable. Okay, let's see the details. Basically not refundable. Also saying you will be charged 5% of base price as handling charges by booktrips.com over and above the hotel cancellation charges. So I'm not 100% sure I understand this. If I cancel, I lose all the money plus 5%. And where is this 5%? All right, anyway. Buy directly. If I click on buy directly, it asks me to log in. Click to log in. Oh, okay. Log in with my wallet. Cool. Let me connect with MetaMask. And I'm connected with MetaMask. And I see now on the top right corner my address. Click on buy directly and there you go. I can book now. Let's see. They want my email address, my name, my phone number, etc. They say if you cancel, this is the non-refundable, remember? So there's no cancellation, no free cancellation. So you pay 100% plus apparently 5% for Buk Trips. Anything else? No, check-in, COVID and stuff. Let's see this part, the right column, which is where it says one room night is $74.06. Taxes and fees is $7.40. And this is, there's a lot of explanation about the taxes, the $7.40. Basically saying this is not exact, it depends, something like that. Due the property, mandatory tax, mandatory fee. Mandatory tax 2.26 and 174 for mandatory fee, and then booking charge. Let's see. 74, 0.5%. Yeah, it's about that. So a book is charging 5% on the room price, on the base price, not on taxes. So basically we learned now that Book is charging 5%. Okay, better than Booking.com or Expedia where they charge 15 or 20. And no, don't tell me they don't charge anything because you don't see it. They charge you when you book a hotel in Booking, whatever price you're paying, 15-20%, it's what you're paying, which goes to Booking. Even if then you're paying to the hotel and the hotel pays to Booking. This is you paying. All right, this is us paying. Now, okay. Total price $89.39. Pay now $85.16 and pay at the property $4, which is the due at the property taxes. So it makes sense. Rates are quoted in USDC. Oh, okay. It would have been interesting to see the quotes during the USDC, the pegging in this weekend. There would have probably been, that would have been a bit dangerous, I suppose, because we don't know that, but is Buk Trips checking the price of USDC or assuming it's always $1? Because it went down to 86 cents because of the because of the Silicon Valley Bank issue. Would have they cashed the same amount of USDC or not? Well, okay, it's a detail. Pay now. I cannot pay now because I don't have USDC. So that's where I stop my test live. I'm gonna go back to the testing website to go through the process now. But before that, let's see what they say in how it works. Let's get the logic as they explain it. We believe that every traveler should be able to find the perfect hotel without worrying about cancellation fees. Okay, but you literally showed me cancellation fees when I booked here. You know, the first one was like, no, this one, the second one I'm looking is like, cannot be canceled. So, all right, I suppose they're going to say yes, but you can resell it. Okay. We are also convinced that hotels should be empowered to build a closer relation with the customers. In short, we think that the travel industry has been relying on outdated processes and technology, and we are here to change that. How does Buk work? Book.com. Okay, it's not Book.com, it's BukTrips.com. It's a travel website that allows anyone to book a hotel stay in an easy and quick way. Whether you want to stay in a chic city apartment, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't say, okay, it starts explaining this a bit later. So, pay with crypto. Okay. We accept all major cryptocurrencies, and you can pay for your trip with your wallet. All our prices are in USDC. This is a bit weird now because they say all our prices are in USDC, a solid stable coin that lets you avoid any volatility risk. I'm not laughing about you guys at Buk. We all thought that USDC was the safest. And what we learned, I think actually I said this in the past, it's not about USDC is safe and USDT is not safe or whatever. Any stablecoin has risks. What we learned during the past weekend is that USDC, because it's a super compliant coin, is exposed to banking risks. Now, I hope no one here still believes banks are 100% safe. They carry some risk, and the risk is the fractional banking. I'm not going to go into that right now, but there is risk there. USDT has different kind of risks because they are not compliant. They're kind of hiding around, trying not to be too exposed to the regulatory issues. And remember, we are getting into a harder and harder environment for crypto in the financial, the whole financial system is actually fighting crypto. And so if you are compliant and exposed to the financial system, there are some risks. While if you are USDT, maybe less, probably less. And you have other risks because who knows where the money is. Then you have the risk with Bitcoin and ETH. They are not exposed, not that much, but still, if the banks, all the banks working with crypto close and exchanges have no banking partners, liquidity cannot flow over that easily. So everybody is affected by everybody else. It's, there's no safe haven anymore. But yeah, so it's USDC is not solid and is not without risks. It also has risks, unfortunately. Then, so first we can pay with cryptocurrencies. Then on your stay, once the booking is confirmed by a hotel, it is also saved on the blockchain as an NFT. All your room NFTs will remain in the future as proof of stay. We discussed this several times, right? You use the NFT for booking, and after that, the NFT doesn't disappear. It stays in your wallet, and that proves that you stayed at that hotel. It doesn't really prove you've stayed at a hotel. It proves that you booked that night, that hotel, and then whatever. It helps you create your, I would say, collection. And yeah, we discussed it several times. So if you haven't heard any podcast, any episode about this, just go back. There's many episodes in which I talk about that. And then trade your booking. Can't make it to the hotel, no need to cancel anymore. You can resell your booking NFT on the marketplace. And this time you set the price. But then they write coming soon. So now I'm wondering, is it live or not? Because we've seen in a few places in the website, it wasn't really updated. Then there's a video, and I won't go through the video, about us, Buk Technology. That's the website I saw in the past. Well, same concepts. Same concept, list, sell, withdraw. Plus a 2%. Let me see this thing. So how it works. List. Buk enables listing of your room booking from any supported travel websites. Okay, I'm not so sure what that means. Because travel website. Let's say you support a travel website and you can list your own booking there. I'm not sure how, if you can get NFTs from our other websites. Anyway, then you can sell, all right, the NFT, and then you can withdraw the money you earn, but you pay 2% to book. Okay, nothing new here. What I'm going to do now before playing with the alpha is going to their Discord and read the announcements from the latest to the oldest. So this is from the 14th of March, 2 days ago when I'm recording this. They says the wait is finally over. Buk Trips has come alive. Your web hotel booking portal. 1. Book hotel rooms with crypto. 2. Get on-chain refunds in case of cancellation. All right. So at the moment, probably that's all they have. There's no actually NFT marketplaces, but you can get an on-chain refund in case of cancellation. So I suppose this means I pay with USDC and I get my USDC back, or I pay with a credit card and I get USDC. This to actually happen requires a smart contract live. So I suppose there's a smart contract live. We're gonna hunt for it. There's one from a month before. Buk Trips Alpha is live on the Polygon Mumbai testnet, and sign up to participate. That's the one I participated in, and we may go there a bit later. Then there's partnerships, and okay, we won't read the partnerships. Let's see the kind of activity there is on their Discord lobby. Yeah, there's not much going on. Book Genesis Pass. There's a channel called Book Genesis Pass. They explain what it is. Yeah, not much going on in the Discord. So let's go and see their Twitter. Twitter is where all the news are supposed to be. The last message is from 2 days ago when they launched. So the same message we just read. Book hotel rooms and get on-chain refunds. Okay, and then another one from the same day. This is the first public version of Buk Trips. You can use this to book hotel rooms in almost all cities around the world, thanks to our community, etc. I would like to see where they get hotel rooms. So, well, in the meantime, I found the founder's Twitter, Arul Prakash. I had some chats with him in Telegram. The past few months have been toiling to get us to where we are. That too with a shoestring budget. Proud of our team who pulled this one to the start line. Now we launch. Soon, then we go farther to change how people buy hotel stays, bringing real-world utility to Web3. Oh, there's an article in Medium. Let's go there. There's probably a bit more details there. So here's the article. March 9th, Buk Trips developer update. Let me read it a bit. So they mention a few different versions of their software, and they say with this version, things real. I think they say things got real or things get real. It is no longer a demonstration, but an actual booking engine. With Expedia, I remembered correctly, as our supply partner. With this version, you can book a hotel in any part of the world by paying in USDC and get your booking in form of an NFT. So you actually get an NFT. I want an NFT. I was almost going to get an NFT from Tachyon the other day because I wanted to book something in Florence, but I ended up staying at a friend's. And Tachyon, you remember we had an interview. Their NFTs cannot be transferred, which is also interesting. But I wanted one. I still want one, and I want to make a booking with them. And also, I would like to have a booking with Buk Trips. I want those NFTs in my wallet, right? So let's say integration with Expedia Inventory. Okay, 500,000 hotels. They usually make this as if it's a big deal, Log Trip or Travala. It's not a big deal to get the inventory of Expedia. They're simply reselling their inventory through many other websites. It's not like you have to have these high-level meetings with the CEO. You just make an agreement and you get them. Okay, paying with crypto assets. Okay, we saw this before. Intuitive. Okay, that's all they say. I want to know if you actually get an NFT when you book with them. This is from the 9th of March, so it seems to be the last version. Will I be able to do that? Like maybe because I don't want to make a booking now. I wouldn't know where to book. But let me see if you have any information about this. Okay, one thing which I would suggest in general to any Web3 project, if you have a smart contract, publish it. Yes, it shows, inside your house. It shows if there's traction or not, but publish it. We want to see what's actually happening, even if you have not many bookings, which is expected. So I'm going to try to hunt for the smart contracts on the mainnet right now. So usually you can see the smart contract when you interact with it. And I have looked for a wallet where they had some USDC on Polygon, because they have to be on Polygon. I found it. Let me try. And because I didn't find many USDC, I went to look for a place in Bangkok, which cost me $4 a night. Okay, $4, $6 total, buy direct. I'm gonna put like a fake email. I just wanna try this one. I just realized that I can actually go and make a booking, click the button I mentioned before if I enter a proper email. First name, fake phone number. I just wanna click on pay now and see what happens. Okay, I clicked on pay now. It should give me 3 transactions. Okay, step 1 of 3. Confirm the transaction in your wallet to initiate the payment process. And there you go. I found the contract. Polygon scan. Is this a contract? Yes. Buk Trips. I found the contract. Fantastic. I'm not gonna go ahead and make a booking, of course. This is not what I want to do right now. So I'm going to reject. The first thing they ask me is to give permission to access my USDC, and I will reject it. All right, so before I saw these 3 steps, one is giving permission to the contract to move your USDC. The second one is probably to pay, and the third one, I don't know. I don't see this message anymore, but we can see this in the testing website. But so far, I found what I wanted. I found what I think is their contract. That's it. All right, so far this contract, where is it? I lost it. Okay, there you go. There's 0 addresses. There's no transfer. It hasn't been used yet, which is a bit funny because at least the core team should have probably made a booking to try live instead of letting users try it. Anyway, I can't really judge too much at the moment. Oh no, okay, I found it. I was probably clicking on the wrong place. Okay, apologies. I found 28 transactions, the last one being 2 days ago. I suppose this is before launch because 2 days ago or just after launch. I see there's a book room. So if you go in this contract, you will see a few methods which say this transaction, what it did: book room, confirm room, cancel room, set commission. Set commission is probably something done by the owner of the contract. So let's see this one, which is book room. Somebody book a room for 264 USDC, and then there's 2 transactions. One is 264 and one is 24. Which is not a 5%. I wonder what is happening there. So an address paid a total of about 280 and USDC. A part went to an address and a part went to another address. I would expect a 5% here if this is the commission, but I don't know. So that's a question we won't be able to answer right now. Then we have Cancer Room. They mentioned that when you cancel, you get money back in your wallet, so an on-chain refund. I see there's a few transfers, and then there's an NFT. Look at that. I found the NFT, ERC 1155, and I can see this NFT probably on OpenSea. Let me try. And there you go. We have actually the page of Buk Trips in OpenSea. They prepared the page, so this is not me finding some hidden contract. That's actually something they want us to see. It's called Buk Trips Hotel Bookings. And there's 2 items, which probably means 2 hotel bookings created in March. There's no creator earnings, so they not charging royalty on secondary market resales. Actually, it's 4 of them. Oh, 2 items, but there's many of them because maybe it's 2 different ERC 1155 or something. Oh, look at this. I can't believe it. There's a booking for Teba House Ubud, which I know this specific house in Ubud. Actually, in 2000 and maybe 3, I was living in Bali, and I did a website for bookings in Bali, and I went around meeting all these people and putting them on my website. That was just HTML, not even dynamic, not even, of course, not NFTs at the time, but it's funny to see Teba House back here after so many years. And then let's see a few other made bookings. There's Arjuna Homestay Ubud, Residential Duc de Saldana. I don't know where this is. Let's check this out. Lisbon, okay. Then Tegal Duc, this is still Bali, around Ubud, I suppose. 6 Hotel Hoang Long. That sounds more like, is it Thailand? No, sorry, this is Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. And then we have one in Dubai, the I Love Dubai Airport Marriott Hotel 12. Now, we don't know if these are real bookings or tests. There's no really way to know it. If you look at the OpenSea page, you get some easy to read information. Because again, we are trying to learn how to analyze projects, right? And you may be technical or not. If you're not technical, you can still read that. If you go now on their OpenSea page, you will see that there's a 0 ETH total volume, which basically means there's been no reselling yet of these NFTs, as we can expect. They've been launched a couple of days ago. And there's 2 owners, meaning only 2 people played with this so far, presumably the core team itself. So still very early. And the more I look at these NFTs, the more I want one, but I'm not going to buy on the secondary market or even in the bookings something I'm not going to use. Maybe I try to buy them after people have stayed. Maybe they're going to sell them. So far, I'm checking them. Maybe you hear my keyboard. Oh, look at that. There's a January 2024. So no. Of course, there's no past bookings here yet. I have to remember to come back here and make an offer on some past bookings. Maybe people will sell them to me. Everything seems to be around starting from April. So, March. Look at that. There's the one in Dubai, which is ending tomorrow. I'll make a mental note and make an offer tomorrow. Let's see if somebody sells this to me. So I have one. I will have one, which is great. Provided these can be actually sold and transferred. And maybe you remember Tachyon does not allow transfership. You cannot sell them on the secondary market after the stay because they kind of prove you've been there. When you allow those NFTs to be sold after the stay, well, they don't prove you've been there anymore. They become more collectibles. So we'll see about that. Now we're going to do something really fun and really powerful. remember, this is not an analysis of a specific project which wants to tell you it's a good one, it's not a good one, etc., etc. This is a quick analysis to learn how to analyze, right? And any Web3 project supposedly has a smart contract or a set of smart contracts. And when they don't have them, okay, maybe we shouldn't call them Web3. This one has smart contracts. They are used extensively in the flow, and they are verified. Let me remind you what verified means. Well, verified means that the code in the smart contract can be read. So I can see it, we can see what it does. We can even interact with it without a front end. Suppose that Buk Trips shuts down the front end, you can still interact in the same way through Polygon scan. Not in the same way in the sense it's as easy. You have to do it with your wallet. There's things you cannot do because it's a hybrid Web2, Web3 project. But the contracts are there, and we can interact with them with or without a front end provided by them. So what are we going to do now? We're going to analyze the smart contracts. Now, how do you analyze smart contracts? Well, until a few months ago, you had to know how to write them and how to read them. Today, we have ChatGPT, which basically means all of us can analyze a contract. So let's say you want to use a system, or you want to, book a place or become a hotel in this platform. Maybe you want to buy their token, you want to invest in them, etc., etc. There's something you can do today, even if you don't know smart contracts development, and it's to get the code of these contracts, put them in ChatGPT, and basically ask ChatGPT what it thinks about them. It's weird to say that, it's pretty effective. Now, it's important to know the limitations of AI, large language models like ChatGPT. They tend to confabulate, basically meaning if they don't know, they are very convincing and it looks like they know. Sometimes they say completely wrong things. So it is not really enough to do that, but it gives you a first idea. And then you should kind of verify this. If there's something which you want to be sure about, you should verify. So it's a double-edged sword. I'm absolutely not saying, okay, we don't need to know anything anymore about code. Just throw this in ChatGPT and you will know exactly what it does. But ChatGPT here acts as a first quick look, which gives you some hints, right? Maybe they're going to tell you this contract has a vulnerability. Or maybe you can ask it, well, you know what, let's just do it. Let's see what I did. I didn't use the new ChatGPT 4. I haven't purchased yet Plus service with them. I think I will, because it's really powerful for many things. So for now, I'm interacting with the ChatGPT March 14 version, which on the free version doesn't use ChatGPT 4, but probably 3.5. So something less powerful. So how did I do that, and how you can do it in the same way? I first figured out where the contracts are. Remember, I was saying it would be better if Web3 projects show you the contracts so you don't have to look for them. I look for them by kind of interacting with the front end, with the website, and I found the contract, and then I went in Polygon scan where I could see all the other contracts. This is a set of 15 contracts, of which about 6-7 don't matter because they are the standard ones everybody uses, and they weren't written by Buk, and the others are written by Buk, and we analyze them. So I got the first one, which was very long, and as you may know, ChatGPT doesn't accept very long text. So I told ChatGPT, look, I'm gonna paste here a smart contract in 2 parts. Just write to me read and do not reply until I pasted the second part. And so it did. So basically I pasted this, and then I pasted all the other contracts, and I asked them, tell me what they do. Let's see what it said. This contract seems to be a booking system for rooms provided by various suppliers. It has it has functions to book, confirm, check out, and cancel rooms, as well as to make payments for bookings. The system uses NFTs to represent room bookings, and the booking status can be booked, confirmed, expired, or cancelled. Now, nothing else was given to ChatGPT to know about that, only the contracts. There was no context. ChatGPT doesn't know anything on the internet until I think now, well, that could be June 2021 or September, depending on the underlying model. It doesn't know about NFT bookings. I think the first time we talked about NFT bookings was, maybe around that time. Anyway, it inferred that NFTs represent room bookings just by the contract. Okay, so let's go ahead. The book room function allows a user to book a room by specifying the supplier ID, the room ID, the booking date range, and the payment amount. The payment amount is split into the booking charge and the book commission. The function mints a new NFT to the user's address and sets the booking status to booked. Now, another function. The confirm room function allows the owner of a booking to confirm the booking by specifying the supplier ID, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read everything. I'm going to read the checkout function because checkout may be misinterpreted. The checkout function allows the admin to check out a booking by specifying the supplier ID and the booking ID. The function checks that the supplier is registered, that the bookings are in the confirmed state, and that the number of bookings is within a limit. The function then burns the NFT from the owner's account and sets the booking status to expire. Okay, so what may happen in a couple of days is that the NFTs are burned, so they cannot be sold, so I cannot buy them. This, if ChatGPT is right. Okay, so I'm going to skip the other functions, and after this, I gave all the other contracts. So I gave a few contracts that are much shorter, so I could put them together, and I got replies. Okay, I'm not going to read everything because it can be pretty boring to listen to all these things. I'm going to skip to the end where I said, okay, now you have all the contracts. Let me ask you some questions. There's really many rows here. Okay, that's what I said. Okay, there are a few other contracts which I won't paste here because you know them already. They are standard contracts imported in factorycontract.sol. SOL is Solidity. It's basically smart contracts on Ethereum. And of course, Polygon. Now that you have all the relevant contracts, please make an abstract of what it does. Remember before I was asking it about the first one I gave, the factory contract solved, but it didn't have all the other contracts. Now it read all the contracts, it should know more. So I asked the question again, basically say, okay, tell me, make me an abstract and tell me what the whole system does. And the answer is, based on the contracts provided, it appears that the code implements a factory contract that creates instances of a contract called NFT that conforms to the ERC 721 standard. That's a bit weird sentence, but basically it says it makes NFTs. And before it was ERC 1155. Okay, let me take a break and check what they actually are. Okay, unless it's referring to other NFTs I haven't learned about yet. I mean, other NFTs which this system creates, they are in fact 1155s as said before. So you see, here ChatGPT tells you something, making it feel like it knows what it's talking about and it makes a mistake. There's no 721. Again, unless I haven't seen them yet. Anyway, the NFT contract allows users to mint tokens. Okay. Well, more or less like before. I'm going to skip this for you. After that, I wrote, now I am going to ask you some questions. 1. Who owns the NFTs after they are minted? Reply. After the NFTs are minted, the owner of each NFT is the address of the account that called the mint function in the factory contract. I understand from that it means that whoever paid, whoever transacted with the NFT, with the contract, is the owner of the NFT. So the guest, right? But I asked again, is this the same address which paid for it? And it says, It depends on the implementation of the create collectible function in factory contract.sol. And then it writes a bit more things, and I asked, you mean the contract can be, no, sorry, let me go back. Let me read the whole thing. So it said, it depends on the implementation of the create collectible function in factory contract.sol. In the current implementation provided, the address that pays for the NFT minting fee is also the initial owner of the NFT. This is because the safe mint function from OpenZeppelin's ERC7021 implementation is called with the two param, very technical, okay? Anyway, however, the ownership of the NFT can be set to a different address if the two parameter in the safe mint is set to a different address. The implementation can be modified to support this use case if desired. So what basically is saying, yes, whoever paid for the booking is the owner of the NFT, but, and here it hints me at something that I wanted to know, it says it can be changed. Now, smart contracts can be immutable or upgradable. So this seems to be an upgradable smart contract. And I ask, you mean the contract can be upgraded by its owner without needing to redeploy it? And it basically says yes. Is this a bad thing? I don't think it's a bad thing. The idea is that at its highest power, in a way, smart contracts are immutable. And because they are immutable, whatever you read, that's the law, and it is not going to change. Now, in some cases, it makes sense to have the smart contracts mutable. Why? Well, maybe you're deploying them, you're developing, it's new, you don't want to develop a new, you don't want to deploy a new smart contract every time you make a change. So you put them more flexible on chain, and it means you also have more power over them, right? Like for instance, in this case, what they could do without redeploying is to say, if somebody pays for a booking, don't give them the NFT, we're gonna keep it. Now, that of course opens a question, can something happen which I didn't expect? Yes, because you wouldn't really know that this has happened, but anyway, you're trusting Buk anyway in this case, right? So I suppose that in further versions, they're gonna be less, like not upgradable, and whatever is on the contract is what's going to happen. That's when smart contracts become very powerful. But at this stage, they decided to keep some control to have flexibility. That's my question. Can the NFT owners transfer them? And it says, yes, they can be transferred. Okay, I'll just make it short for you. And then I ask, can the owner contract delete the NFTs, modify them, make them non-transferable, or in any way influence them? So the question here is like, can Buk do something to my NFT which I purchased? And the answer is no. The owner of the contract cannot directly modify the NFT minted by the contract or make them non-transferable. Once the NFTs are minted and owned by individual users, the owner of the contract has no direct control over them. However, the owner of the contract can change the rules and functionality of the contract itself, which could indirectly affect the NFTs. For example, they could modify the contract to add a fee for transferring NFTs or change the rules for how new NFTs are minted. And then it adds, but any such changes will need to be done in a transparent and fair manner and communicated clearly to the user of the contract. Okay, so they can do things which affect my NFT. But again, as I was saying, that's a clear choice in flexibility. And then I asked it, I see that the NFTs are SVGs. Can the SVG text be modified by someone or something after mint? In other words, are these NFTs dynamic? Now, reminder of what an SVG is. The SVG is an NFT which is created with text, and it can be expressed as an image. And in this case, these NFTs there's an image and there's some text. The text you see on this image is not text, is not an image, is actually text, meaning that theoretically the smart contract could make them, maybe they can write expired after checkout date or stuff like this. So I'm asking, Did they develop it in a way that they can change the content of the NFT or what people see on the NFT image? And the answer is, once the NFT is minted, its metadata is immutable and cannot be modified. The SVG image itself can be modified, but it would result in a new image with a new hash, making it a new NFT. So in a sense, the NFT are static once they are minted. And then it keeps going, and I say, wait a moment, you seem to have answered in a general manner. What about these specific NFTs? Do you see any code which may modify the SVG? Apologies. And the reply is, based on the contracts you have provided, I don't see any code that would allow the SVG text to be modified by anyone or anything after the NFT is minted. The SVG text appears to be generated and stored as a constant value at the time of minting, and there are no functions that would allow the text to be updated or changed later on. So they chose not to make this NFT dynamic, or the text in NFT dynamic. Another question, do you see any potential bug or surface attack? Based on what you see, are these contracts safe? Is there any risk to lose money? Reply, from the code you provided, I don't see any obvious security vulnerabilities or potential for attacks. However, it's important to note that the security of a smart contract also depends on its usage and the context in which it is deployed. In terms of the risk of losing money, as long as users are interacting with the contract within its intended functionality and are aware of the costs associated with minting NFTs, there should be no risk of losing money because the cost beyond the cost of gas fees. However, as with any smart contract, it's important for users to exercise caution and thoroughly review the contract code and its intended functionality before interacting with it. Now, what is it saying? Well, it's saying, I don't see problems, but can we use this as an audit? Audits cost tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. They cannot be replaced by, at least today, by ChatGPT. It doesn't find any obvious vulnerabilities. There are some pieces of code which are obvious mistakes, and ChatGPT can find them, like the reentrancy attack and others. Here it says, well, I don't see any obvious bug. It doesn't mean that there are no bugs. And yeah, you lose money because you pay gas fees, but because it's Polygon, gas fees are beyond the thousands of dollars, so there's not really a problem. Now I ask, when a user books a room, what happens to the money? And it says, when a user books a room, they have to pay the total booking price upfront. I'm going to skip a bit of technical things and say the Ether is then transferred to the hotel contract. Now, it says Ether, but it's actually USDC. Probably because in the code it's not so clear to it. And anyway, it says the money is transferred to the hotel contract address, which acts as an intermediary before transferring the funds to the hotel owner address. The hotel contract holds the funds until the user checks out, at which point the funds are transferred to the hotel owner's address. This transfer of funds happens through the withdraw function in the hotel contract SOL file, which can only be called by a hotel owner. It's worth noting that there is a check-in place to prevent users from booking rooms for dates that are already booked, but this is not relevant. Okay, it mentions a contract I haven't seen, which is hotel contract.sol. And so I ask it, can it be said that the hotel contract acts as an escrow? And the reply, yes, it can be said that the hotel contract acts as an escrow. The contract holds a payment until the guest checks in, blah, blah, blah. And then I ask, can the owner of the contract withdraw manually from hotel contract? Yes, the owner of the contract can manually withdraw from the hotel contract by calling the withdraw function, etc. And then it says, careful, because if this happens, then the contract may not function because they need the money to send it to the hotel. Therefore, it is generally recommended to carefully consider the impact of manual withdrawals and to follow the contract's intended design for managing funds. Then I say, well, okay, before what I say, this basically means that if there's $1 million in this contract, which belong to the hotels, Buk could take them away. Now, do we trust Buk not take them away? Well, maybe, I don't know. But do we trust this not to happen because the private keys of the address which controls the contract, so the owner address, those private keys are safe? Well, we don't know. So we are inherently trusting that the people at Buk can manage their private keys, and then they're not going to steal the money. So this is a contract which acts as an escrow, and you're not trusting a smart contract, really. Here you're trusting people, or actually, to be more precise, you're trusting people and the smart contract. So this surface attack is kind of double. If there's mistakes or bad intentions from the people, the money is gone. And if there is a bug in the contract, the money is gone. This is perfectly fine at this stage. It becomes more relevant and critical as the money in the contract grows. Okay, so if there's $1 billion, you can be sure that there's very good developers, hackers trying to steal this money. So again, this is not a critic. This is, at this stage, is fine. In general, if you interact with smart contracts and there's a lot of money into it, you should make sure that, well, you should know at least where the risks are. Just yesterday, one of the safest, which I even never heard about, but one of the safest DeFi projects, I think was called Euler or something like that, with 16 different audits, got drained. They lost over $200 million. So smart contracts, if they have the smallest issue, they are drained. People steal the money. Okay, so, and this is going to be a very critical thing in Web3 and travel too, especially with escrow contracts like this one. So let's be careful with this. And then I say, you are referring to a hotel contract, but I don't see this contract. Can you help me point out to it? And he says, I apologize for the confusion. I was mistaken. If you use the ChatGPT, you know that it does like this. It says things as making you think that it knows about this, and then you say, you're wrong. You say, okay, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Here what I meant. And this is kind of the confabulation aspect. So also, don't trust too much ChatGPT. Anyway, I believe you were referring to the factory contract, not the hotel contract. To clarify, factory contract acts as a sort of factory or template for creating new instances of the hotel contract. Now, it could be that actually it says it was mistaken, and it was a mistake, and it does this. Maybe there's actually a hotel contract somewhere which is created by the factory contract. Sometimes it's just too polite. So it says when a new hotel is created using the factory contract, a new instance of the hotel contract is deployed, and the ownership of the new instance is transferred to the caller who created the new hotel. Now, I should go and check this on Polygon Scan, but this is going to take too long. Regarding your question about withdrawing from the hotel contract itself doesn't seem to have any function that allows its owner to withdraw funds. And I hope so, because, and this is me talking, basically, if the hotel contract managed or owned by the hotel itself could withdraw the money before the check-in, then we would have a problem. I keep reading. However, as mentioned earlier, the hotel contract sends all the funds it receives to the factory contract. So any withdrawals would likely need to be made from there. And then I said, and the owner of factory contract can withdraw it all? And the reply, yes, that's correct. The factory contract holds all the funds, and the owner of the contract can withdraw the entire balance at any time. All right, so this is a quick overview of the contracts, again, made with a tool which is not perfect, but it gives us some insight on what's happening behind the scenes. I haven't verified anything ChatGPT has said. I haven't gone through the alpha. I haven't used the mainnet, so the real one. Take everything I said with a grain of salt here. It's been certainly a very interesting exercise. Now, one thing I wanted to do, but there's no more time, is to check prices. So see the prices they offer, the prices I find on other OTAs. Since they use Expedia, I suppose some are going to be cheaper, some are going to be more expensive, etc. They are not doing any claim about cheaper here. They're not saying this is cheaper than Booking.com, as other companies do. So I'm not going to need to check that. Of course, if you decide to use them and you don't want to spend more just because you get an NFT, check if you get a better price elsewhere or directly with the hotel. Now, product market fit. Why would I use this over, let's say, booking? I personally would use it because I get an NFT, provided the NFT is not burnt, as the contract says, and we're gonna find this out in a couple of days. Why otherwise? I don't know, because anyway, the escrow money goes to a small company in a new contract, so there's some risk involved. I would use it just because I would like to encourage this kind of systems, of course. Other than that, there is no really big incentive to move away from the OTAs. But again, this is just a start. Surely interesting to see, and there's a lot of things which can be, improved in the future. So congratulations to the team. I'm really happy to see this happening. And I hope I gave you, again, in this new analysis, a new way to look at these projects, especially with the ChatGPT edition. Next time, I'm probably going to use the paid version with ChatGPT 4. So we're going to have better feedback from our new friend ChatGPT or overlord ChatGPT. We'll see about that. All right. Thank you for listening. And we're done. Thank you for listening to this episode. For more insights, follow me on Twitter at Tripluca, TRIPLUCA. If you enjoy my podcast and want to support it, head on to podcast.web3intravel.com, 3 is a digit, and mint an NFT. If you want to sponsor it, you can do it at the same page. I will mention you in the podcast, and your name will appear on all donation NFTs for a while. Thank you, and ciao.